Ever wondered what makes a boss theme in video games sound so threatening and evil? Well, in this lesson, we'll be breaking down the classic One Wing Angel by Nobuo Uematsu from Final Fantasy VII. Then, I'll create my first boss theme ever from scratch using what I learned from One Wing Angel. With a twist, I'll only have 90 minutes to complete the challenge. Let's jump in. I did forget to start recording with my microphone like 5 minutes ago, so already listened to the intro and the A section, and I'll explain to you what we've done so far. Again, I'm going to listen through, I'm going to grab the form, I'm going to grab the time signature, grab the tempo, figure out the keys, the modes, what feeling, harmony, chord progression, melody, what instruments, and any other high-level notes I have. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a twist. I'm going to give myself 90 minutes after I've analyzed this to actually create my own boss theme based off of what I learned. You might say 90 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time. It's not, but that's going to force me to stay focused. It's going to force me to move forward and at least get a first rough draft that I'm going to be able to present to you and say, hey, look, here's what I could do in 90 minutes. Obviously, if I was to come back a day, 2, 3, take a couple more hours, we'd flush everything out, get everything a much more in-depth level of the composition and arrangement. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Listening through the first part, I'm actually going to talk over the track here. Okay, so what am I hearing here? I'm hearing Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. I'm hearing a little bit of Stravinsky, Rite of Spring. I'm hearing Flight of the Bumblebee. This. That was like an AAAB type thing. And then it's like brass figures with strings. And then like right here, it's sort of like discombobulate with syncopation. And there's this ostinato, and everything's building around this ostinato. Now we have the vocals coming, and it's almost like oompa brass. With these strings. Yes, I mean, so many intricate, delightful things happening here. And still, it's like this Jimi Hendrix thing. This is like a B section. Go up to the fourth, like a blues, and then back to the A. Hit harder. Blues happening. Yeah. Every time, something new, something different. See, it's like a tango. It's literally like a tango. Another thing to note too is like we're 3 minutes into this, we haven't heard really any repetition outside of the A being repeated. We heard the intro kind of go through 2 times, but a lot of this is through composed. Now I'm hearing some repeated elements. All right, yeah, now we're back to the B. Back to A. So we kind of have an A section and kind of a B section if we were to group everything together so far. Yeah, and changing every time. Oh yeah. No, sweet. Okay, cool. Now we're back to the C tango. I'm calling this a tango. There might be a more correct name for this exact thing that's happening here. I'm gonna call it a tango because I know what that means. Yeah, get the D. Yeah, okay, cool. 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1. Yeah, 1 2 3 4. There we go. I was counting double time there when we got back to the 4. Okay, so it's repeated 2 times. Okay, so it might actually be repeating there. All right, I'm glad I listened to this. So what's cool here is that it actually loops after F. Okay, so even though we have an A, B, A, and then like a C, D, E, F, really, this is like at a very high level, it's like 2 main sections, right? We have like the non-tango section, and then we have the tango section. So we have A, big A, and then we have big B, and then you could call this kind of like a C thing that happens here, where it does the sort of transition back to the A. So I'm going to call it an A, B, C. And then within the A, we have an A, B, A. Within the B, we have an A, B. And then inside of the C, we have an A, B. Cool stuff. Okay. Now, time signature, pretty much 4/4 the whole way through. Tempo, interesting question. Let's get our little tap tempo up here and figure that out. Might be 120. So let's test this out. Really. Or it might be 120 and a half. All right, I'm caught 121. All right, I'm gonna call it 121. It might be 120 and a half though. Okay, key, interesting. We bring it back to the beginning here. So we have the A section. Okay, so A section. The A is like an E7 sharp 9, which means it has both the minor and major third in it at the same time. Yeah. And then the B section is D minor. And let's see what happens when we go to the tango. Back to like E minor. So like doing a 1-5. All right, so the tango, the B section, is E minor. And now this sort of C transition section. Yeah, and then it's back to... Yeah, it comes back to D minor. Okay, so really interesting. We're going to call C the key of D minor. It's not really the key of D minor. It kind of is. It's all over the place. To analyze it using a key might not be helpful, but it also might be because we end up going back. Yeah, we're going to think about it in the key of D minor. Okay, what harmony of chord progression is implied or shown? Well, I'll tell you. In the A section, basically, it's one chord sort of holds down the fort as this ostinato thing, and then everything else is built on top of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to go see if we can spot any patterns within that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of bang out on the piano the chords as we go through. See if I can figure out something of the structure. Now, if you don't have a piano at home, you can always use the keyboard function on your keyboard, and different DAWs have different keyboard shortcuts to get that to happen, but you can actually get little keyboards show up that you can type the notes in on your keyboard and it'll play the MIDI notes for you, so you can start to figure out where everything is. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, in my opinion, the best ear training is when you're highly motivated to go figure something out that you want to figure out. So, it'll be a lot of work. The first couple ones you do, it'll be really hard, likely, unless you have a talent for it, or for whatever reason you're very good at spotting the patterns of music, which you might be. It might be a little bit easier for you. For most people, it's not going to be super easy. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. You might find yourself sweating a little bit just listening to music, trying to figure out that's okay, because by doing that, you're connecting your brain and your understanding of what's happening in the music to the reality of what's actually happening in terms of the sound you're hearing in your head, which is a beautiful skill to have. Okay, let's take it from L top. So let's figure out a couple of things that are happening on top of this. So in this A section, pretty much is just one chord. It's that, people even call it the Jimi Hendrix chord. It's the E7 sharp 9 chord. So in E7 sharp 9, we're going to have E, we're going to have G sharp, B, D, but then we're going to have the sharp 9. So if you think about what the 9 would be, 9 would be an F sharp. Now we're going to sharpen that 9, bring it up a half step, make it an augmented second. Now we have both a G sharp and a G natural, the third and the flat third in the same chord. So let's figure out what he's doing on top of that with some of these melodic gestures, like da 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 da. Yeah, something like that, little chromaticisms down from the fifth. Yeah. So that, we could think about those notes in sequence as being part of the E harmonic minor. Okay, so A section, we have E7 sharp 9. Then we also have E harmonic minor. Again, it's using C's and B flat. So it's like also B flat plus C. So it's like the flat 5 and flat 6. Yeah. So it's like also thinking about really hammering on the flat 5 here. Now, you might be saying, well, Dan, that's kind of a melodic element. Maybe, but when we have this sort of one blanket harmony that's holding everything down, holding the fort down, I want to understand what's happening against that at the harmonic level so that I can think not just in terms of melody, I can think in terms of harmony. And obviously I don't want to recreate One Wing Angel, I want to make my own. So what I want to do is I want to understand what exactly it is Nobuo's doing with these melodic gestures relative to the underlying harmony, because that comparison, I'm thinking vertically, I'm not thinking horizontally. Horizontally is melody, vertically is harmony. And so I'm thinking, what is this note relative to the underlying thing? So I still am thinking in terms of harmony. Okay, so yeah, it's playing around right there. It's like, okay, it's like walking up the E harmonic minor, then to the flat 5, then to the natural 6. So it's really playing around with all minor types. And this, we'd call this mode mixture. You have like different scales you're using all at the same time. So we have E harmonic minor, E melodic minor being used together at the same time here on top of the flat 5, right? You might have a name for a mode that uses the flat 5 in there that I'm not thinking of right now. So there you go. That would be another mode to add to the mix. Sure. Yeah, and it's like big time melodic minor. So it goes to the 5, then transition to D minor. The way it gets to the 5, you go to the 5 in a way that disorients listener. Like most people, I believe, would find that somewhat disorienting. Now we're in D minor. And what chords are happening over that? Might be interesting to understand what modes are being used. So this is kind of like the transition into B. Now it's D minor equals D minor. So now we're kind of in the B area. So we have the 1 minor, then we have like a flat 7 minor to 5, A flat probably. Yeah, 5 to flat 5, but up an octave. So right there, I used a combination of music theory and my ears to figure out what I was hearing. My ear wasn't quite getting what it was. It wasn't telling my brain immediately what it was. I knew there was a C. I was hearing the C. So I quickly said, and I knew the chord was major. And I was like, okay, there's only 3 options, right? The C is either the root, 3rd, or 5th. So I tried it as the root. No. Tried it as the 5th. No. And then I tried it as a 3rd. It's like, oh yeah, A flat. Makes sense. All right, so back to 1. Flat 2 minor, because of course. Okay, flat 2 minor. And whenever possible, I'm trying to sing the note that I'm hearing. So if I can sing it, I can play it. If I can sing it, I can hear it. Always. When I'm trying to figure out a chord, I'm singing a note. I'm singing the next note. I'm singing the next note. That's how you can use your body to help you figure it out. It's always sing the next note. It's probably a very simple chord and I'm overthinking it. Normally if the chord takes me this long is I'm way overthinking it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna call it an F major. I could be wrong there, but don't think I am. And Here's the cool part about figuring something out by ear. Sometimes you will make a mistake, and then that mistake actually is going to be a cool thing that you're then going to do that the original composer didn't do. It's like randomization based on mistakes. And you could even hear it when I was doing the town theme a couple videos ago. You could hear that it's like I dropped a note down, it was lower than I meant to, and then I listened to it, I was like, oh no, actually we're keeping that. Technically, I made a mistake. I dropped a note where I didn't mean to drop a note, but then I listened to it and I was like, oh no, that's way better than what I was planning on doing. Let's keep that. To B major. There it is. To, so it's going to be 6 major. Yo. Okay, so we have a 1 minor to a flat 7 minor to a 5 to a flat 5 to a 1 to a flat 2 minor to a flat 3 to a 6. That's some cool stuff. So we have right there is basically it's like a 1 minor to a 6 minor. This is like the haunted house meme. Like, have you ever seen a movie where someone's driving up to a haunted house? It's like going to be this to that almost every single time. So in our B section, then we have basically a 1 minor to a flat 6 minor, aka haunted house. Right, and then it just goes to flat 6 minor, kind of like a blues would kind of like go to the 4. It goes to flat 6 minor, like a blues goes to 4. Okay, now we're hearing the tango. Which, let's get clear, I think I might be mixing up my A. No, so this is the A. So we've been in the A the whole time. This is the B section of the A, which is A. All right, and then in the B section, the A of the B, we have just a 1 minor to 5, and then it goes 1 minor to flat 6. And then it's like D natural minor. So we have D natural minor, jumping straight out of things. Dude, I do not know what's going to happen when I only give myself 90 minutes to make this. This is going to be exciting. And then we have like a 1 minor to, again, flat 7 minor, which we saw before up here. And then it sounded to me like it went to flat 2. Yeah, so 1 flat 7 minor to flat 3 minor, and then repeat that 3 times. And what's cool about that too, it's like groups of 3, which kind of discombobulates the listener from the expected group of 4. And then C minor, it was like flat 7 to 7 diminished to 1. Yeah, and again, hit that flat 5, and then we're back to D minor. All right, so again, D minor here, and again, playing around with the flat 2. It was kind of a riff. You know, I actually took a little break between the first part I recorded and now. I ate some lunch and did some other things. And I was just thinking about this, and I was like thinking about, well, where are we even going to take like the melody, right? And we could talk about all these melodies. We could talk about the melody that's being sung here, but we can also think about the rock influence in this piece of music. And it's almost like it's like a riff, like this whole first part kind of being based around this E7 sharp 9. And then you have these little, I mean, yeah, they're melodies. Some of them are more than what I would just call a motif. You know, you have identifiable motifs within these larger gestures, right? But still, there isn't like a melody. I mean, yeah, the vocals come in. We have that as a melody, but it's like, oh, yeah, I mean, I guess it is the melody. I'm thinking in terms of like, okay, we have an A, a B, you know, a C, like that type of way of thinking about melody. It's like, that's not this. Then it's like just low, this like low growling riff. I think I might want to bring like a bass in there or something. It's like low growling riff, 1 to flat 2. I'm thinking now in terms of scale degrees. It's not really harmony, but like this is kind of the thing that's holding the fort down here. 1, 2, 7, and then also flat 3. And I think at this point where, yeah. Also curious what that, that like trombone maybe it's supposed to be. Going to that flat 6 again. So there's a whole bunch of flat 6. So like the sort of haunted house idea of the minor 1 going to the flat 6, which is also minor, all over the place here. Yeah, and then in terms of melodies, I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, we have vocals, brass, timpani, woodwinds. We had strings. Yeah. Like what each one of these things are supposed to be. That piano. Love that. Orchestral percussion. That's the broad strokes. I'm now going to give myself 90 minutes in the next lesson to create something from this. And I'm going to talk as I go, so I'm not going to get as much done as I would otherwise. And I'm not going to give myself a second shot, and it is going to be timed. And let's go see what happens. Let's rock and roll. I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, and here we go. 90 minutes on the clock for me to make a rough draft of my boss theme with everything that I've learned from Nobuo going through that analysis, and the time starts now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by creating like a little groove A section, and then I'm going to create a B section, and I'm just going to have an A and a B section. I'm not going to do a C. I'm going to create transitions between both of those, and then, you know, I may just have it as an A, B, A. Here in the recording, we're going to rock and roll like that. I'm just going to map some ideas out with the piano. Might be saying, well, you know, that's no fair. I don't know how to play guitar. Dan, you're using the guitar, but you know what? I gave myself 90 minutes, so I'm going to use every advantage I have. So what I want is I want like a brutal riff. Kind of like Smoke on the Water. No, not Smoke on the Water, Purple Haze. I want to do something. That's Purple Haze. Let's get some sound coming in here. Normally I would not record with effects on. I would record dry, but because I've only got 90 minutes, I'm just gonna rock with this and see if I can find a... I'm not hearing myself. Interesting. Metallica. Let's do the thing with the flat 6. Alright, so there's something off in the timing between my headphones and the thing, but that's okay. Oh, maybe we do that with the piano. And then we'll add some timpani. I want to have like this riff intro section and then go into something that's like extra heavy. So I want to do like a kind of heavy riff here. Oh, I like that. Yeah, okay. I like that too because it's a little crazy, kind of like it's using the mode mixture as well. Yeah, and then we're gonna hit something really hard. Yeah, and then hit it. Okay. All right, I'm actually gonna record some vocals in here. I'm gonna put some crazy distortion on them. All right, so editor, heads up, you can have double copy of my voice here. 1, 2. Ah. All right, let's get some distortion. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Ah, ah, ah. Let's see which one of those I like. Oh yeah, we're doing that one. Okay, and let's take the. We might add something else to those. We're on a timer. I'm gonna keep saying that. If you're wondering why I'm keep saying that, it's because I'm reminding myself to keep moving. We're gonna adjust the time of these guys slightly. Let's put a click on, please. Okay, do that. And I mean, normally I'd be taking time to get nice little fades on everything, but we don't have so much time. All right, let's keep rocking. Keep moving. And I'm going to come back and get variations after I get this thing mapped out. I think that's slightly off. Where does this one start? It starts right on 4/4. On 10/4. That's interesting. A little early, maybe. Okay, I'm not gonna get bogged down here. Now, here's where I want to hit the. Let me look at my notes here. Yeah. So some type of more extended riff here. I like that, something like that. I'll fix that later. Oh, no, wrong thing. Fix it later. All right, now here's where we're going. Something like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be accenting like in odd groups. Whoa. Something got a little funky there. This is what it needed to be, maybe? Alright, something got a little funky here. Pop all these guys forward by one. Bring this guy here. Bring this guy here. Let's see if that'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're gonna repeat that once. And then we're gonna have like, I want like the dun dun dun, you know, it does like the Sephiroth, and there's like the little fills in there. I want to create something like that too, where there's like a little, like, oh, dang it. That's the last one. Let's get that quantized. And it starts in unexpected. Yes. I'm just gonna borrow this front piece here. I would normally spend time and actually turn this into something, but right now we're not taking the time to do that. Nice. Yeah, cool. And then we can bring it back to this, and then we're going to go somewhere else. All right, so this is what we have so far, and let's get our ass sorted out. And I always like going back to listen, because then, like, inspiration can tell me where I want to go next. Let's rock. Oh, yes. All right. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add in a bass. And I think I'm just going to try first, test out, just copying this note for note, not changing any of the velocity to see what happens with the bass. I may end up changing like normalizing the velocity a little bit, like evening it out for the bass, but I want to see what this does. I want you to show me. You know, really, we should take time off the clock for when I'm waiting for things to load. It's not fair. I'm going to stop complaining now. Okay. Let's get... I just need a bass. I need pretty much any bass. I just need a bass. Yeah. Something growly. Heavy. Short. Let's try heavy. I don't hear you playing anything. Oh, it is too low. All right, we're going to have to bring it up an octave, and then we may actually pitch shift this down if we need to. There it is. The bass always sounds one octave lower than written. Oh, you know what? I want to milk this a little bit more. I want this. Yeah, we're going to take all this out. I want that one time just piano. Then we're going to bring the bass in. Then we can talk about a B section. And I think what's interesting about this is I'm actually not mapping out the ABA in such a way because I'm also thinking about the way Nobuo Uematsu had his. It was kind of through composed through the A and the B sections. There wasn't a lot of repetitions. I'm allowing myself to just follow inspiration, which is, in general, in my opinion, a good idea. And seeing where it leads. Now, what do I want out of this bass? I want a little crunch out of this bass. I'm actually going to add some distortion on this bass. Doesn't really matter what we do. I'm also going to put just a little limiter on here so that I'm not peaking, because I've probably just been peaking this whole time and I was not paying attention to that. There we go. So I'm just going to set this. Come on now. I'm just going to set the out ceiling to -1. I'm going to leave the threshold alone. Bring this whole thing up 1 octave. There it is. And then this is the same as this. Dum, 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 dum. Oh yeah, it's the timpani. Yeah, okay. Let's grab the timpani. I'm having so much fun. This is so much fun. Okay, timpani. 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 I'm not going to correct spelling errors. We don't have time. No time for spelling error correction. Okay, and... yeah, I think I want contact date. There's a timpani instrument that I've never used before. I'm going to try using it today. I'm going to test it out. There it is. Oh, it's a whole symphony percussion. Oh, this is perfect. Play. Ah. Okay. I want it going all out. I also want a little less reverb. Can I do less reverb? All right, we'll worry about it later. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just think about it later. Let's see what I want to do here. What if? And why? I don't know why when I'm recording it's going so off of the beat. It seems like it's got a flam on it there. It's like kata. Flam is when a drummer like quickly hits twice in a row. Oh, that's because we're on a flam. No duh. Okay. There we go. We had in the performer, it was on. I was like, this sounds like a flam. I had it set to flam. Okay. There it is. I think we might actually be able to loop. Oh yeah, because this is looping. I'm just going to loop this. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's, I'm also hearing that we were recording over there. We're hearing me smashing on the keyboard. So I'm like bringing all the tracks down so that we have some headroom moving forward. Oh, let's turn that click off there. Oh, we have snares. We have orchestral snares. Oh my god, this is gonna be so fun. Okay, snares. Ah, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, I love my life. This is amazing. Yes. Ah, yes. Oops. I changed the wrong thing to the wrong thing. Tiffany. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go to this one. Yeah, we're gonna do like a little snare, something in here, like a little, ooh, a little something, something. Maybe a little military. Let's see what sounds good. Dynamics all the way up, please. Yes. Something. Maybe that's all it is. See what happens if we do that. Casse claire. Okay, so the recording actually just went down, and we're back in. We're still running on the clock. We have about an hour left. Here, I want symbols here. Oh, wrong one. Put that back on snare drum. Where was snare drum? Snare. Okay. You're a new instance here. I'm gonna get some symbols. Now, we were on symbols. Just want to hear you. Right, that type of a thing. Boom. Ah. Boom. 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 Now, what I'm going to do a little different than what we heard from Uematsu here is I'm now going to actually, I want to add in like a dance kick drum here. Start holding down like a 4 on the floor type thing. Look. All right, listen one time. Come on, MIDI. Come on, MIDI. Sometimes the first time you play something, I don't know what it is. The MIDI doesn't quite sync up. Let's go. Right, I was going to do a kick drum. That's what I was going to do. Okay, kick. I'm just going to grab a quick drum synth. We got something without like a sub in the bass. Kick. Let's do a tight kick, maybe. Yeah, like that. Let's do that. Yeah. Yep. That's what we're going to do. I like, too, having that skip on beat 1 is kind of interesting. Nah, after the first one, it should be all 4. Okay. There we go. Dum, dum, ja. Dum, ja, dum, ja. Yeah, let's do something with the timpani in there. And then we'll have the kick here, like this. Something with the timpani here. So maybe just 3 on the last 2. Boom. I'm just going to do 3 here. And over here. 3. Please move. Please move. Okay, fine, I'll scroll. Okay. That's some type of transition right here. Something with contrast, maybe something high there. Yes. All right, now let's get a brass. I want to do something like brass, maybe some like really weird ideas, kind of like Nobuo Uematsu had. And this might just be our A section here because we only have so much time that I might rough out a B section. It's already sounding pretty threatening and pretty bossy. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, Flight of the Bumblebee stuff, maybe kind of Stravinsky type stuff. Yeah, and then we can see if we can fill out that section there. And, you know, we may end up just having an A section here that we make here with this time, but there you go. Okay. Right. Brass. Okay. And I'm not even sure what brass plugin I'm going to use. Do I have any like brass? Like a brass section. I have a horns thing. Maybe we'll do that. Wonder if I've got like an orchestral brass thing. You were saying, Dan, man, you're so lucky. You don't even know all the plugins you have. Yeah, you're right. I am. Okay. Yeah, brass solo, brass ensemble. You want to do brass ensemble? Trombones. Let's try the whole ensemble. See what we get here. Okay, we want this way more. Yes. Now I want response to be fast. Oh, love that. All right, is it possible for me to change this curve, I wonder? Oh, I want this for an intro, please, and thank you. All right, I'm moving everybody. This is the advantage of not having like automations plugged in at the start and working light and lean like this. You can just move everything back. All right, now I've got to program that in with the key switch here. So I'm going to do something else here with the horns for sure. Crescendo. Sforzando. Maybe we start this a little earlier What if we bring this out? Yeah. Let's turn that voice back. Might actually end up deleting that. Okay, we're going up to measure 16 with this. We need to have the key switch in there. Okay, so with MIDI instruments, oftentimes you can use something called a key switch, whereas you have a little MIDI event that's way down here where no notes are actually sounded, and that's what actually triggers the event. Bow. Yeah, here's what I want to do. You're going to have a little break right there and start it again here. Oh, maybe we just do it there. I like that. Okay, try that again. That was different than what I did the first time. Let's listen to that.
Okay, let's just get those last two. I want to key switch these to staccato here. And then if we have like a marcato or something we can do for that last one. It's right here. Yeah, I want to switch this to staccato. Yeah, staccato. Yes. And then up here. Let's see, what do we have? We have, well, blast. Yes, please. Let's see what we got there. Now here, let's make sure that we can reset our articulations. So I want the articulation here just to be... Yeah, sustain. Yeah. All right, so we have this like little motif, bum 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 bum, or whatever it is. Little tritone there. I'm liking this kind of minimalist thing we got going on here too. All right, now let's see about doing some high stuff, maybe with some woodwinds and some strings. Let's listen from the top one time, even though we are running out of time. All right, let's go. It's so good. I love it. Yeah, we need flighty things here. Yes. shorten all these. Maybe we just leave that silence in there. That's sick. I'm having so much fun. All right, let's now grab some woodwinds and do maybe some Flight of the Bumblebee, Stravinsky something here. We're going to fill this out. And look, we may not get to a B section with the time we have here, but it's some pretty dense stuff we're making here. By dense, I mean there's a lot of different things, a lot of different things going on. There's things happening here, things happening there. Yes, woodwinds solo. No, I would love woodwinds. Yes, ensemble, please, and thank you. We haven't even added strings in yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna crank the. All right, we're gonna do low and high woodwinds. Do these ones low, and then we'll do high ones next. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna double this. I might need to bring all of this up. Yeah, an octave. Love it. Let's see what we have in terms of key switch here. So I'm not really. This sounds too sweet. Sounds too sweet. That's because it's clarinets. That's why. All right, let's go to, we have a couple things to do here. All right, low woodwinds. I've never used this plugin before, so I'm learning in real time. All right, we're gonna do bass winds essential. Oh, bassoons actually. Thank you. That's the bassoons? There we go. There it is. I'm just not feeling that. Let's see if there's a place from over here. Let's go back, look at the notes, and also check on the time. 20 minutes left. Hurry up, Dan. Hurry up. Okay. Yeah, we're not getting a B section. We're getting an A section done here. Yeah, Flight of the Bumblebee stuff. Let's try programming some stuff in instead of playing it, because my playing might be the problem. Give you the bassoons as well. And I'm gonna have to take all this up an octave. Need something like that. And oops, we put it on the wrong thing. Let's see if we can turn this into something. That's right, the velocity is going to be over here. Okay. Get all these evened out. Thank you. Oh, that's something. And obviously we could do this different every single time it comes around. Right now, I'm just going to copy paste it. Boom. Boom. Let's give that a listen. Way too much reverb, but okay. Do a little chromatic sequence here. See what that does. Yeah, I like ending it on the D because it's kind of like the main riff. Okay, this will be here. All right, now I want strings doing like an ostinato thing, like kind of like the riff. Dun, ching, dun, ching, dun, ching. And the idea behind the strings is going to be kind of like as if we had an electric guitar, like Nobuo did. I'm not saying it's going to sound as good as his, but it's going to be something. All right, here we go. Let's get, I want sections 1 and 2. Ensemble, there's ensemble. Oop, not cello. There it is. Let's have it be accent. Sure, we'll do accent. I feel like I'm losing the plot there in this little section right here. But yeah, we can try that. And we can turn it over here, turn it up a little bit. It's going to be simple, but we only have so much time, so let's go. Now, maybe it's like a chun 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 chun. Let's try the animator. That'll get us some chunkies. Just gonna switch to the animator. Turn it on. Again, start articulation we want. Try. Oh. Something like that. Yeah. Just madness. Just... Oh, that's insanity. All right, now I'm running out of headroom, so I'm going to bring everybody down. Everybody come down the scotch here. Way too much reverb. Oh man, it seems like whatever I do, it's going to have that reverb in it. Alright, whatever, we'll figure that out another time. Alright, how much time is left? Oh my gosh, only 14 minutes. Okay. Listen from the beginning, see if there's anything else I want to do for this like A section here and this intro bit. And man, anything in here. Yeah, something's missing. Something's missing. Something's missing. What is missing? Strings are missing here. What does Nobuo do there? Ah, no, I'm doing it without listening. Okay. Ah, there's so many things I could do there. Ah, dang. 14 minutes. Well, let's fix that. Let's fix the intro. Oh. Okay. This is like introducing the boss. At last I've been summoned. And finally you found me here. I waited for this moment for so long. Now I will have my revenge. Yeah, no. Right there. Nah. So really it's right here. Okay. Something Nobuo did that I haven't done here yet is do like crazy chords like the yeah, something like that. There we go. Ron, I just want to change that glissando. I think I just want the straight chord, and then we can always... Yeah, something. might need something a little different. Oh, we need groups of 3 is what we need. Something with groups of 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, we haven't gone to the flat 6. Yeah. Dude, yes. I wonder what happens if we loop that. So obviously, look, if I had more time, I would go and I would do some interesting things with the rhythm. I'd flesh more things out. I'd make a B section. I'd make another A section. I think I've got like 5 minutes left here. Yeah, 4 minutes left. So I'm going to listen through one time from the top, see if there's any final tweaks I want to make here. But we're right about at time here for an hour and a half. Let's listen to what we got. Oh, something, yeah. Oh, see, I went to flat 6 of D. We're in the key of E minor. We go to C minor. Let's see. No. That needs to be bigger. Hurry up. We're almost out of time. We're headed towards it there. Come on. Do something, anything. Ah! That's okay. Thank you, timer. All right, I'm just gonna adjust what we did here. I know we're over time, but hey, I'm just gonna get these guys. What I really wanted to do is I want to do like one new chord each beat here to like bring us into the next section, but that's okay. There it is. And whoops. Let's listen to what we have. All right, this is my first ever boss theme I've ever made. Let's listen to what we got. Yeah, it needs to be something other than a C minor and third chord, but that's okay. I would take even more reverb off those strings, but yeah. Acid. A little mishmashy. All right, now let's do the finishing final touch. Let's put a mastering plugin on this. We're gonna have some machine learning listen to our music here. And it's gonna crank the volume for us. All right, let's listen one time from the top with this one-shot mastering on it for my first ever boss theme. Let's check it out. Articulation got fixed there, but that's okay. Yeah. That part's a mess, but... And there you go. 90 minutes. I will see you in the next lesson.